Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Vetted, the show where we explore the systems, stories, and change makers shaping veterans' lives today. I'm Jen Wagman, Executive Director of GenVets. We believe serving those who served begins with genuine listening, creating space for truth, context, and conversation that lead to real solutions. Today, I'm honored to have with me two of the driving forces behind a brand new conference from the Military Officers Association of America, otherwise known as MOAA. Leslie Janaros and Erin Cardinal, both veterans themselves. We'll be digging into everything about Total Force Plus, MOAA's first ever people-centric national defense conference happening October 28th through 29th at the Gaylord National Resort and Convention Center. Leslie heads up MOAA's major events as Senior Director. She's the architect behind Total Force Plus. Erin is MOAA's longtime transition and family programming lead, now driving the content and strategic partnerships that bring Total Force Plus to life. MOAA is an independent, nonprofit, nonpartisan association representing officers from all uniformed services, advocating to preserve earned benefits and supporting military families, veterans, and surviving spouses. Their mission, never stop serving. In our conversation today, we'll ask, what is Total Force Plus and what inspired MOAA to create it in the first place? And why now is the right time for this kind of inaugural event? Who the conference is for and what makes Total Force Plus different and distinctive? And what folks can expect to experience over next week? What kind of programming, sessions, formats, and networking keynote speakers they're gonna be. The event is structured around 4 pillars: talent management and innovation, leadership development and performance, quality of life and veteran and retiree experience. And before we dive in, here's something special. Leslie and Erin have told me that GenVets listeners will also be able to register for free using a code that they've given me during our talk. Yes, free registration. So hang in till the end. You won't want to miss that. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Erin. It's so nice to see you this morning. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us, Jen.
So we're here to talk about the Military Officers Association of America's Total Force Plus conference that is going to be happening actually next week. I'm going to be there representing GenVets and speaking. I'm going to be doing a learning lab there, but I'd love for you to tell everybody a little bit about the conference and how it started and what's going on and why now. You know, we talked a little bit about it actually last year around this time at its inception, and I'm so excited to say that it's actually 1 week away.
Yeah, thanks, Jen. And Erin and I appreciate you having us on. We're super excited about Total Force Plus taking place next week at the National Harbor over at the Gaylord. It's an event that we've really been working on for the last 18 months. And the idea behind Total Force Plus really came from our CEO and president, Lieutenant General retired Brian Kelly. He grew up in the people space. He was the former A1 for the Air Force, and he had this idea of creating an event, a conference, similar to the ones that are in this military space, but one that is totally focused on the people. One of our taglines is "People outrank everything," and that's the idea, is that when you think about our national defense, it really does start with the people. And so the idea was to create an event where we're looking at the full life cycle of service, from the time you raise your right hand to join, all the way to you have a headrest at Arlington. We want to think of a way, or how do we make that life, that military journey, something that is incredible, so much so that it's helping to recruit that next generation of talent. And so the idea of Total Force Plus is really looking at that full life cycle and focusing in on how do we advance solutions so that our currently serving, as well as those that have served, are able to thrive on their military journey.
And who's invited?
It's going to be partners on the industry side that are really part of that solution focus, the solution providers. So people like yourself are going to be there. We have a nonprofit resource pavilion where we're going to be showcasing about 30 nonprofits We have industry partners that are going to have solutions when it comes to talent management or leadership development, the space of quality of life, as well as solutions for our veterans and our retirees. As far as who can attend, we want currently serving, we want our veterans, we want our military spouses, obviously our industry partners that I just mentioned, as well as academia. It's really meant for anyone who has connections to the military or veteran community.
Wonderful. Is there a cost associated with it?
There is a cost for some. There's a reduced rate for MOAA members, as well as some of our nonprofit organizations that we partner with, like yourself. But for the currently serving, whether they're part of the Department of War or the VA, it is completely free for them. Completely free for them and their spouses, as well as parking. We'll be covering parking for those that are currently serving within the VA or within the Department of War.
Free is good. Free is really good these days, guys. Everybody, free. You should hear free, because there's going to be, I've looked at the web page, I've looked at all the information that's out there, and some of the speakers are amazing. I think you have a comedian or two really funny things that that I'm looking forward to. You should talk about that.
Erin, why don't you take that? Erin's running our programming and content, and she can tell you all about the amazing speakers we're going to have.
Sure. So thanks for the question. So we've been really thoughtful about the thought leaders and the people that we're bringing in to speak on behalf of all of these different critical topics, from the talent management and innovation to human performance to quality of life and the veteran and retiree experience. And we are bringing in Rob Riggle, who is a retired Marine. You may know him from The Hangover. He was the cop that does the tasing scene. So we're really excited to bring him in, and that will definitely be a level of levity, if you will, and also just sharing the experience and how the military set him up for the success and what he is doing today. Oftentimes, some folks can think that the military, they have to put their life on hold before they can start the rest of their life. And we believe that, the military sets you up and can accelerate that success in your life. So that's definitely one aspect that we are capturing. And then another, we have a great speaker lineup, but another one I'd like to highlight, you mentioned the comedians, and this is a very unique take. So there's a group called 1 Degree of Separation. And you may know that there's a lot of mental health, depression, anxiety issues across the world of comedians, actually. And Brad Bonar started a group called 1 Degree of Separation, and they have a skit, if you will, that they've put together, or really a conversation, I should say. That's called a funny look at suicide and depression, which clearly is a very difficult topic, but it's comedians who are coming on to share their personal struggle with that. And the idea is to reduce the stigma around mental health struggles and have a very candid conversation. And I was honored to see them at the then DOD and VA Anti-Suicide Prevention Conference about a year ago. They host that every other year, and it was a standing ovation and tears and laughter and just such a critical conversation that I said, this has to be a part of Total Force Plus. So we're really excited to be bringing them in to have that conversation.
That's actually exactly why I asked the question and brought up the comedians, is because I think that's such a unique partnership that you brought in, and it's very reflective of the entire conference and the purpose behind it, which is to bring so many different walks of life, different parts of industry, but different nonprofits and people together to find unique solutions to different problems. And that's what, to me, makes this conference so unique and different from a lot of others and sets it apart. Because a lot of these we go to, they're interesting. We find information that might be helpful to what we do day to day. We make contacts, we network. But this is different. And it's why I wanted to be a part of it, because it's something where we get to go, express, talk, and find solutions together. We need to come together and not just be it another thing where we're in an echo chamber about giving. We're actually working together to find solutions to issues that are coming up, because that's where we need to be working and focusing on. That's what I consider my job to be in my nonprofit. And I loved this aspect of it. When I saw one degree of separation, I thought, how the heck is this going to be? But I've done the research. It's amazing. Everybody, if you're just coming to start to be interested in that, wow, because for me, the mental health aspect of this is a big part of Gen Vets, and it's something that I was really proud of to be a part of with Total Force Plus. So thank you for that. But what else? What else you got?
So we have a number of speakers who are coming in that are really bringing a very unique perspective. So we have a neuroscientist who's coming in, Dr. Luisa Nicola. She's going to be on the human performance panel. We're going to be talking about things from nutrition, and I'll say like the being on the side of mental fitness, on the forward side of that. We're going to be talking about quality of life issues because we want to be clear that we are very solution focused. We don't want to be the echo chamber, but we have to recognize and frame the challenges that do exist and that aren't there and that are out there. So we're bringing in the military spouses to speak around different challenges that they face with the medical side of things, getting care when you're moving from duty station to duty station, especially around EFMP. And I know Leslie can probably speak to that a little bit more from her own experience as a military spouse and a veteran as well.
I think for our family, I grew up military. That's my background. I was an Air Force dependent, and then I joined the Air Force myself. Then I met my husband in ROTC, and he just retired this past January, so we served almost 30 years. We have 7 children, ranging in age from 12 to 24. 4 of them are considered EFMP, part of that Exceptional Family Member Program that Erin was just talking about. And it was really our youngest son, Jacoby, his journey that helped to shape mine, because he was born deaf. And having to try to navigate his educational needs, his medical needs. He moved 4 times in the first 5 years of his life. It's really what shaped me into becoming the advocate I am today. And so I'm excited to have content that's going to support the military families at large. Like, our spouses can come and know that there will be content there that will be relevant to them and their journey in the military as well. And so thinking through not just the quality of life side of things, but even the leadership development and human performance side of things, making sure that they know how to be their best self. And we'll have several speakers talking to that as well. So it's going to be a great event, and we're excited to have a wide range of topics that should appeal to many.
And I just want to piggyback on what Leslie said there, because this truly is about performance and readiness, because you have to have family readiness at home in order for your member to perform on the job, right? If we're worried about things that are going on at home that have to do with quality of life issues, they're still very real issues. These are not fluffy issues. These are real life issues that need to be taken care of so that the members who are serving, civilian or uniform members, can be focused, can be mission focused. So really, the family readiness is really about mission readiness and performance.
Well, to that point, I know that the phrase "people side of national defense" is something that's talked about. Can you describe what that means and how that is something to what it means to both of you and how it applies here?
And I know Erin kind of mentioned that it's this idea that family readiness or people readiness is mission readiness. And so there are so many conferences, one taking place this month, AUSA, where they're really focused mostly on the equipment side.
I was there yesterday.
You were there yesterday.
Yes.
Did you see a tank?
That was what stopped me dead. I will tell you, I posted about it on LinkedIn, and I said something to the effect of, it's just bigger and bigger and more bigger. And I stopped and I thought, oh my God, if I saw that, I would just probably lay down and say, okay, I'm done.
I'm done.
It
Yes.
is enormous.
Well, and that's and it's important. Like
Mhm.
we're not saying that those events, those conferences, they're needed. They're important. They're focused really on the equipment side to national defense. We're focused on the people side. Because without people, it doesn't matter how many tanks you have, how many planes you have, how many ships you have. If you don't have the people and the people behind those that serve able to show up ready, then we're not going to be mission ready. And so that's what we're most excited is that I don't know of another event in this space that really is focused on the people side to national defense. And the unique thing about MOAA, which you're probably aware of, but maybe some of your audience isn't, is that we're both an MSO and a VSO. So we're supporting the currently serving as well as the veterans. And so to bring together the Department of War and the VA at the same time, that's the other thing that makes this unique. Plus, we're open to all services. AUSA, although others can attend, I was Air Force, I've attended before, but it's really designed for the Army. Our event is looking at the people side to national defense and is open to all ranks, all services, and of course, our spouses and our civilians are included in that.
Yeah, it's a joint event. So it's a one-stop shop. I mean, from a no kidding business development perspective and the human aspect, think about all the processes, technology, all those things that go into it. This is a one-stop shop for industry to come and connect with leaders across every service and the VA. And I think what came to mind as Leslie was speaking there is that we don't join the military or serve in the government to get rich, right? Like government is never going to be able to compete with corporate salaries. So what value proposition does the military and government service bring? Well, part of that is the employee experience. Part of that is the customer experience. So we're kind of in a unique way where the veteran is both the customer and the employee. So when we go to get a service, as a customer, a patient in healthcare, what is that experience like? How easy are those personnel processes? When I go to schedule travel, when I go to, have a pay issue, any of those HR things that go around, that is an experience that can make or break a person's experience, regardless of the employer. So how does the military, the Department of War, the services, the VA, how do we set ourselves apart and become an employer of choice? How do we make that value proposition, that experience? Can you imagine? I mean, this to me is just so cool, but like, could you imagine you go into a canteen or, oh my gosh, I'm losing my words here, the food hall, and everything's organic and there's supplements there that are around great whole food nutrition. And like, I mean, can you imagine to optimize the human experience because of the quality of life that is provided for service members so that they can think clearly, they're in good shape, they're like, I mean, imagine that. That's a value proposition that we can provide at the Chow Hall that you don't get from other employers. I mean, it's just it feels like a not big deal thing, but when you think about it and how much more people are becoming more health conscious, chronic disease, obesity, all that kind of stuff. Imagine you can come into the military and part of that value proposition, because you're not getting rich, you're eating well, you're healthy, you have access to the best in physical fitness and mental fitness for that matter. So there are some things that we can do as an organization, as a community, to enhance that value proposition for people so that the VA and the services become an employer of choice.
I think that's fantastic. That's it never even occurred to me. Actually, I always thought the VA canteen wasn't half bad, when I would go down there.
The cafeteria. I don't know why canteen came to my
No,
mind.
I
I
think
grew up in
that's what they
France.
call
And
it.
it's just...
No, I think that's actually what they call it.
Sorry.
If I'm not mistaken, it's been a while since I've been down there, but yeah, no, I think that's wonderful. And so this has been a team effort. What's it been like working with everybody to put this together? I know the amount of time you guys have put into this has been unbelievable. So tell me what that's been like.
It's an incredible team. We call ourselves small and mighty, because some of our team members were still doing their normal day job. Erin is a perfect example of that. She works in our transition space at MOAA. And so she's been brought in to help with and lead the content and programming, but she still had to do her other job, which is in the transition space. And so we've got a couple of our team members that were dual-hatted, and so trying to balance all that. But as we've led up to the final 2 months of this event, it really has been an all of MOAA initiative. In fact, BK, our boss, had an all hands this month, and he had people raise their hand if they were in any way part of this effort. Everyone raised their hand, because it's become that, like, the entire MOAA staff is at work trying to execute on Total Force Plus. But it did start with this core team that's grown to about 9 people, and I'm really proud of the work that we've done. We're excited. It's not one of those things where we're thinking we can't wait till it's over. We are so excited to execute on this, and can't wait for all the folks that will be there and be able to experience it with us.
I thought I had a team dedicated just to me. I'm pretty sure I do, because of the amount of questions I have and the issues and dilemmas, which are entirely on me, but I do get very personal attention, and I love it.
There is this, we want it to be something where these partners, to include you, Jen, want to do this in future years. And so we do have our next event scheduled. It's actually in 2027, so there'll be about a 15-month gap between year 1 and year 2. It'll be that first week of February in 2027. And we would love to have these same partners join us. We see it as a partnership. We don't see it as a transaction. And so we're hopeful that what we create in this first year will be something that we build and grow upon with the same partners year over year.
Wonderful. Well, so how can listeners get involved and learn more about attending, supporting Total Force in between now and next week?
Go to totalforceplus.org. You can follow us on our social channels as well. We are on TikTok. It's MOAA that you would be looking for, Military Officers Association of America. But we're on TikTok, Instagram, we're on Facebook and LinkedIn. So I'd say follow us. You can also download the app. If you go to the App Store, you can find the Total Force Plus app. You can download that, and you can see the different sessions that will be taking place, the times and closing of each day. We have 3 social events that will be happening over the course of 2 days. You can sign up for some of those, and just reach out if you have questions. You can reach out at info@totalforceplus.org, and we're happy to answer any questions you might have.
You're all invited. We would love to have you there. We've been really thoughtful about the programming. We have a main stage venue. We have smaller breakout rooms for more intimate conversations, and then we have learning labs that are more interactive, where demos will be done.
And you have me at a learning.
That's right.
I mean, what more could anybody ask for than Learning Lab with Jen?
There you go. Yeah.
That's like the highlight right there, as far as I'm concerned.
We are super excited to have you. We're glad to have you, Jen. And come and join. Tell your friends, bring your friends. And we look forward to seeing you 28, 29 October over at the Gaylord.
Well, I could not be more excited for you, because I know what a wonderful event this is going to be, and to be an attendee as Gen Vets, and to be part of the entire process and event. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be amazing. I know it. So we will put all of the information up so that the audience knows, both on the video portion of this and also at the end. So thank you both so much for joining and putting all this information out there about the conference and your organization. And I hope to have another conversation with you, debriefing and talking about it again, and what a success it was.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Jen.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it.
Thanks very much. Have a good day.
You too.